Hey, 8th graders! Welcome to today's Explainer. Think about your absolute favorite character in a book or a movie right now. Chances are the person they are on page 1 is completely different from the person they are at the very end, right? Today, we're exploring the evolution of the soul by tracking character growth. Because, characters in the stories you read, just like real people in your everyday life, they aren't static. They change, they grow, they adapt, and yeah, sometimes they even regress. So, we're going to learn exactly how to spot that journey. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start by defining what character growth actually is, why we even bother tracking it, and exactly how to do it. Then we'll dive into some famous examples, do a super quick review, and wrap it all up by talking about education, morality, and peace. Section 1. What is character growth? 2 Corinthians 5:17 tells us, "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here." Now, this beautifully anchors the idea that radical, deep-rooted transformation is absolutely possible. And honestly, this isn't just a spiritual truth, it's literally the heartbeat of every great story ever written. In literature, when we talk about a character arc or character growth, we're looking for that exact moment where the old version of a character, their old habits, their fears, their selfishness, really starts to fade away, and a new, evolved version takes its place. You're basically watching a new creation unfold. Section 2. Why track character behavior? So why do we even care about this? Well, tracking behavior actually gives you a massive dual benefit. In school, spotting these hidden development arcs is going to help you write incredibly insightful character analysis essays. By understanding a character's moral growth, you unlock the deeper themes of the whole story. But in life, this skill is a total superpower. Training your brain to track how fictional characters change actually trains you to notice patterns in real people's actions. You learn to read the room. You start to understand why your friends, your family, or your classmates act the way they do, which, let's be real, is absolutely crucial for building and repairing real-world relationships. Section 3. How to track changes. Okay, so whenever you open a book, here's your 4-step game plan. Step 1. Establish a baseline. Note the character's starting traits. Are they super shy, bold, kind, selfish? You have to know exactly where they start so you can see how far they go. Step 2. Watch for moments of change. Keep your eyes peeled for times when they act differently than that baseline. These can be tiny, subtle little steps or massive, earth-shattering shifts. Step 3. Keep a running log. Seriously, don't just trust your memory here. Jot down these changes as you read, noting the patterns in their choices. And finally, step 4. Look for the reasons behind the change. Characters don't just wake up completely different one day. Did a massive conflict break them down? Did a new relationship soften their heart? Or did they just have a sudden aha realization? Connect the dots.
Section 4. Examples of character evolution.
Let's look at this in action with a few famous examples. Take Ebenezer Scrooge. He starts off notoriously greedy and cold, right? But intense encounters with the spirits evolve him into someone radically generous and warm-hearted. Or think about Katniss Everdeen. She goes from a quiet, survival-focused hunter just trying to save her little sister to a massive symbol of national rebellion, all because of the harrowing conflict she gets forced into. And then there's Anne of Green Gables, who arrives as this wildly impulsive daydreamer, but through her relationships and her own coming-of-age realizations, she matures into an incredibly thoughtful and responsible young woman. You see how the starting trait always gives way to the evolved trait because of the specific events in the story? Section 5. Reviewing the lesson. All right, time for a quick mental check. Question number 1 for you to answer in your head. Why is it important to track character behavior over time, and what should you note at the very beginning? Think back to that dual-purpose benefit we just talked about, acing your school essays and, of course, understanding human behavior in real life. And at the beginning, you must note their baseline traits, whether they're kind, selfish, bold, or shy, so you actually have a clear starting line to measure from. Okay, here's your second challenge. Can you think of your own examples of both a small and a major change in a character's behavior? A major change is like Scrooge completely flipping his entire personality and giving away his money. But a small change? Maybe it's a character who is usually totally silent in class, just raising their hand one single time. That tiny shift is still character growth, and a great reader notices it. And our final review question: what often causes a character's behavior to change? Remember, step 4 on our checklist. You're always looking for the root cause. Is it a grueling external conflict they have to fight through? A new relationship that completely shifts their perspective? Or just a sudden internal realization where they finally learn a tough moral lesson? Those are your triggers. Section 6. Education, Morality, and Peace. Education without morality will hurt. Now, this is the foundational thesis of why we intertwine biblical morality with education. Because if you really think about it, what is the point of being incredibly smart, getting straight A's, and being considered highly educated if you take all that brain power and just continue making bad choices that hurt yourself and the people around you? When we track a character's growth in a book, we're almost always tracking their moral growth. They learn to be less selfish. They learn to be more kind. And the same goes for us. Knowledge is an amazing tool, but morality is the compass that tells us how to use that tool for good. Without that moral compass, education alone will ultimately lead to harm.
But there is a beautiful alternative to that harm. Romans 8:6-7 promises peace of mind to everyone who keeps his or her mind spiritual. When you intertwine your education with a strong, spiritually grounded moral compass, the result isn't just being a quote-unquote good person. The result is actual, tangible peace of mind. This is a reality we see every single day as people engage with these lessons. When your actions align with moral growth, your soul actually finds peace.
Which brings me to my final question for you today. We've talked a lot about Scrooge, Katniss, and Anne, but let's talk about you. If your life was a story being written right now, what is the character growth you need to track today to find true peace of mind? What starting trait do you personally need to evolve, and what realization is going to get you there? Think about it. Keep learning, keep growing, and until next time, stay curious.